My girlfriend liked several others dudes' posts while exclusive with me, and she lied about that. Should I break up with her?
Yeah, that's not a good sign if you're supposedly in a relationship and she's fangirling other dudes' Instagram profiles.
Well,
That's not what you want to see.
I do agree with that, but also it's really simple to just avoid the double tap. So I really do think that just by avoiding that double tap, you could avoid so many like relationship issues, or like marital issues, because it it does make your significant other feel a certain type of way. Um, yes, it might be like stemming from like your insecurities. However, how how easy is it for you to just avoid like double tapping a screen or something like that?
Yeah, but we're
It,
talking about
Yeah,
like a
we're
lot
not
of
talking about
likes.
an accident. This
it's
We're talking
is
about
not,
like
no, it's not about an accident.
she did it on
It's
purpose
not about,
and
no,
did it
it
multiple
there
times
was
and lied about it.
it's not about that though.
She's just saying to avoid
To
tapping,
avoid an
like,
issue
you
like
need-
that, like
just don't do
even
it.
when you're scrolling, like just avoid the double tap, like
The double tap, we had to.
the double tap of liking somebody's photo.
Yeah,
like
but wasn't it plural? It was
Yes.
photos.
Yes,
that's what
many
I'm
photos.
that's what
So
I'm
she didn't.
stating.
She didn't accidentally like
I'm not saying it was
a
an
photo.
accident,
She accidentally double tapped many photos.
but that's what I'm getting at.
It's
Like,
not a
you can-
mistake.
I never said it was a mistake.
She did it on purpose.
I'm never. Whatever, Corey. All right.
So let me.
Of
So
course, I'll let you finish.
so obviously in this case, it's like if she's fangirling other dudes' pictures, because that's the issue. Because this is a common thing I see guys having a problem with is that they're supposedly in a relationship with a girl, and this is part of vetting. You're trying. What character's destiny? Is she going to be loyal and faithful? Because if you're in a relationship with somebody and your girl is going around double tapping all the shirtless pics of other dudes that got ripped abs or whatever, or pictures of themselves, it's like that's she's not. Oh, it's my friend. It's like, ooh, he looks good. It's so she's communicating something that she likes that guy, and that's typically they're like, oh, this girl's really hot. She liked my picture. Let me follow her back, and then he slides into her DMs, and then she doesn't say, oh, I have a boyfriend or I have a relationship. She just it's like she hearted his profile, and then that's typically how things start. A woman who's loyal and faithful is typically not going to go around. Now, if it's just a dude that she's friends with and he's like fixed up a hot rod car or whatever and he's posted it, that's not a big deal. But if it's like shirtless pics and stuff like that, male thirst trap pictures, that's not a good sign. And the fact that you confront her about it and then she lies about it, that's not a good sign because she's lying about it because she's trying to hide something. She's trying to cover something up. And it's like, does that mean you should break up with her? It's like, well, that's not a good sign. She needs to knock that behavior off. And, so obviously you need to have a chat with her. It's like she probably wouldn't appreciate it if you were on Instagram liking girls' bikini photos
And that's
and
what I was trying to
fangirling on
get at.
it. So it's like, she can't expect you to not be bothered by her doing that, but you're not allowed to go do those things. So it's
And that's
people who are
exactly
loyal and
what I
faithful
was
are not
trying
going to do
say.
those things.
So how would you feel if your significant other did that to you? So by you avoiding double tapping and liking a photo of someone that you know that your significant other is going to either be hurt or affected by, why don't you just avoid that and put yourself in somebody like your significant other's shoes and just not do it? Because if you know it can hurt them, put yourself in their shoes. How would you feel if they did that and you saw that? It would hurt you too. So try not to do that to one another because it's going to affect each other on a mental level, on an emotional level, and it's going to affect your relationship in the end because you guys are going to start to feel like you don't trust one another. You're going to start to feel like there's some sort of infidelity in a way because the trust is somewhere like being questioned, and then it's going to make your relationship in like rocky. And for what? Because you guys didn't avoid a double tap.
Some women belong to the streets, though. Some women that are doing that shit, it's like they're inviting attention from other guys, or their job, they're giving out their phone number and stuff, and they're texting with dudes. I just got another email recently. It was one that came in this morning, and this is probably, I haven't done a video newsletter on it because I've already done one or two. It was like beginning of the year I did a newsletter, and he caught his wife sexting another guy who's in another state. It's like if you're married to somebody for several years and your wife is sexting another dude, and on top of that, he saw these texts. And he's like, man, she's never said anything like that to me ever. And so he was pretty stunned about that. And so it was, an interesting email because other things have transpired in the last 6 months since the first email. And, I'm going to do a video newsletter on it. But she told him that, oh, I blocked the guy. I'm never going to talk to him again. And then, of course,
She does.
she's still texting and sexting with this guy. And so what's interesting now is she's mentioning open relationship.
Well,
And yeah, so they're actually doing some sexting. And so it's really spiced their sex life up. He's like, we're having sex every day. It's the best sex I've ever had. It's the best sex she's ever had. And she's still sexting with this dude in another state, but they haven't met in person.
But as long as her husband's,
And he's kind of
doing
like,
it.
because he went on Tinder as well he was like, he told her if it happened again after the January experience, like, I'm out. And so when she did it again and was talking to the same guy and had lied about it, he was like, that's it. He packed his shit up for a few days or whatever. And he got on Tinder and he got a bunch of matches, and
he's doing the same exact thing that she did.
Well, because he was going to leave her, and so
That's an eye for an eye.
No, we're not talking about the double tap thing.
So yeah, we're not talking about that anymore. That's another story. Let me finish. So what's happening is that
So he packed his bag. He got on Tinder.
okay, yeah. So he packed his shit and he's on Tinder, and he told his wife about all these matches because he's like, you're acting single basically, and it's like and it turned her on that he had all these other girls that wanted him, and she wanted to see the pictures and stuff like that. So there's a little kinky thing going on, but he's not sure if he's going to stay with her or not at this point. But the sex is great and they're having a lot of fun, but he's not made a decision to stick around one way or another. But it's an interesting wrinkle because, I mean, at the end of the day, her behavior is one of disloyalty. In other words, she's not behaving in a way where she's committing herself 100% to the relationship. She told him she wasn't going to, text or sex with this other guy. She went back on her word. That reveals her character. So if you're a guy that's in a relationship with somebody like that and you want exclusivity, loyalty, monogamy, that chick, given you stay with her a long enough time and she's still doing that stuff, she's gonna cheat on you eventually. And she's already talking about open relationship, and so she wants to have other sexual partners. And he's like, I want to stay committed to my wife. I don't want other sexual partners. But he may or may not stay with her. But like I said, that's typically when you see those kinds of signs, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing that your supposedly committed girl is having inappropriate conversations with other guys or giving out her phone number to other guys and inviting sexual romantic attention from other men. Because women who are ladies, women who are loyal and faithful, they just don't do those things. And so, a lot, because I'm dealing with guys a lot of times are in those situations. It's, that those kind of displays of a lack of character. It's, like I said, the one in January, she didn't change. She went back on her word and did it anyways, even though he had told her he was going to leave her.